Our guest this week didn't leave fashion. She's just living on a farm upstate. She schlepped down to the big city from the northern homestead where the vibes and righteous agricultural acts are sky high to slum it with us cityots. She swapped DSM and CDG for GFP. No more CFDA. New ops are the USDA because the CEO and CMO is anti-GMO. Here to talk with us about her 15 years at Comme des Garçons, changing how we consume and support food systems, and if fashion is cooked, the co-CEO and CMO of Sky High Farm Goods, Daphne Seybold. Daphne, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm amazing. Thank you for having me, guys.
Of course.
First of all, thank you for bringing us a whole bunch of pie,
Yes.
which we're going to try in the afters or in the midweek boys only.
I
So
can
stay tuned
smell
for
it
that.
right now like a cartoon wolf.
I think there's like a ricotta pie in there that I'd never tried before, but looks so fucking good.
Wait, you got it for us and you haven't even tried it
I
yourself?
haven't tried it yet.
Come
Because
on.
Rose Bakery is known for like their
Right.
amazing baked goods. I was like, I'll take one of every single one you have.
What's your typical order at the Rose Bakery?
Oh, I do the soft scrambled eggs there with lox.
Nice.
It's just like covered in butter.
Well, that's how you make things taste good.
Yep.
Typically.
Exactly.
That'll check out. Daphne, thank you so much for joining us. And again, thank you for the hospitality. That was so sweet of you. Most people don't bring us stuff, if I'm being real.
They take stuff.
Yeah.
They take stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No,
Like our will
I
to
like to
live.
give. I like to give.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, could you give us a little fit check? Can you walk us through everything you wore today to podcast while we're at it?
Sure. Well, I felt like I had to represent my old home, so I'm
Mhm.
wearing a little bit of Comme des Garçons on top.
Which subline is that?
This is so it's like, the adult. It's designed by Junya Watanabe, and it's like your everyday calm clothing.
Mm.
But yeah, I wanted to wear a nice knit, and then these are A-presse or A-press.
Ooh.
I just got back from Japan like 2 nights ago, so I'm calling it A-presse.
Did you
Right.
Did you buy these in Japan?
Yes.
Where's sheep?
I
Yeah.
also bankrupted myself in that store, so
How often do you go to Nippon?
not enough.
Okay.
Actually, the last time was in March. I was just there for like a big launch for On Running or On collaboration, and Ryan McGinley was out there. We did a
Right.
talk. But yeah, not enough. I'm obsessed and
Good for your bank account, I guess, based on what you just said,
Well, I was gonna say like yes and no because the yen is weak right
Yes.
now, and you might get hooked up with a little discount. There's no it's tax free. So when I'm there, I buy it up.
You hitting DSM Ginza expeditiously?
Yes.
Where
But
else are you? So do you ever go with an empty suitcase to Japan? Because that's kind of the move.
No, because I'm like, you shouldn't go and like break the bank. But then I'm like, I want to buy things. And if I come back empty handed, my husband's going to be like, that's not acceptable. So I pack it to the gills. And like, sometimes I have to bring back another bag.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm not that girl who's like, hey, let me pack like 2 empty
Sure.
suitcases.
No,
I don't have that
I'm that
forethought
girl.
or organization.
Or you
so-
show up to the plane just wearing like 4 jackets.
You got to do whatever it takes,
Exactly. I'm like a donkey through
He's like a sumo
JFK.
wrestler. Yeah.
So yeah, A-presse. These are my the grass inspired colorway for the On collab we just did.
Right.
Is that what it is? It's a grass
Yeah, it's
inspiration.
meant to be
It's like
grass
mossy.
inspired. Yeah. These are called fur.
FIR.
Right.
Fur.
You're looking tonal.
Yeah, it's very tonal. I'm really into color theory.
And
I
the
guess.
jacket.
And that's a Sky High Farm Goods like workwear jacket. So from the new season.
What about this little timepiece?
Oh, yeah.
This is a hand-me-down Rolex from my mom.
Okay.
Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, all of my best stuff is really from my mother, who has amazing taste. This necklace too.
Is she who got you into like fashion and design? And
I mean, both of my parents were really, really into clothes.
Oh, nice.
And they also had a lot of stuff that was handed down to them. I mean, I rarely buy new now because of just what I do.
Except for these aperture.
Yes, but they're designed to look old.
Right.
So-
I've got a very overpriced pre-distressed hoodie myself. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, you pay good money for the distressed, but no, I
Cost a lot to look this old.
exactly for the clothes to look this beat up.
Yeah.
No, but all the jewelry is my mother's, and even the ring was a hand me down from my grandmother. So,
Oh, so your husband
Yeah.
was
he didn't. I mean, for the record, he did not have to buy me an engagement ring.
Let's not call this man out publicly. Let him cook.
Wait, so he didn't buy you a ring and he's demanding goods from Japan every time you travel there?
He doesn't demand anything. I think
man
it's
after my
more
own
like
heart.
I feel guilty if I show up at home
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
like, I got this, this, and this, and he's like,
Nothing for me?
yeah.
And
And the undergarments?
Uniqlo underwear,
Nice.
Mhm.
Sky High socks.
Ooh, oh, look
fun.
at that. Those are very fun.
And
Love
you're sipping
them.
on a Topo Chico, and you brought us some Sky High honey,
Yes.
some
Yeah.
pie
Yes.
from Rose Baked Goods. Just honestly, our favorite guest of the month, and we haven't even started yet.
Yep.
But
The bar is subterranean, though. Let's
Yeah.
be clear, guys.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Nah.
yeah,
Shout
let's
out
get
all
into the
guests.
meat and potatoes of the only podcast. There's Daphne, as the co-CEO of Sky High Farm Goods. Have you ever slaughtered an animal on the farm?
Oh my God. No, I've not.
That's not an initiation for new employees.
Definitely not.
Blood in, blood out.
But also, just to be clear, the farm is a totally separate entity. It's a nonprofit. The animals are harvested elsewhere.
Oh.
Just because to harvest a cow is like a real undertaking.
Have you witnessed a harvesting of a living creature?
No. I have, however, just to kind of flip the coin, I have seen a cow birth.
Ooh,
Oh.
that's gnarly. I've seen one of
Yo.
those.
Or
crazy.
amazing.
Very slimy.
Yeah.
Which
But,
one was
like,
it for you?
magical.
Oh, it was magical.
I mean, I don't know. Like anytime, I mean, maybe it's because I'm a mom of two,
Sure,
That's
but
fair.
you know, it is pretty incredible. You know, just, I mean, yeah, it's insane.
The
but it's
miracle
also-
of life, I believe, is the term.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But it's this thing coming out that's like the size of a full grown adult. And you're like, Jesus
A
Christ.
small car.
That was going through my mind. So
I was on a dairy farm once and saw a cow give birth, and the farmer, like, it was obviously very intense, very, very beautiful, very fucking gross. And the farmer was like, everyone's like, oh my God. And then the farmer holds up the baby calf and it's like, fuck, it's a boy.
Oh,
We got to send him off because he
yeah.
can't give milk on the dairy farm. Kind of a waste in his eyes.
right,
All right, we've got some new
Fucked up.
veal, some fresh veal coming up.
Well, no, in the farm's case right now, it's primarily all female cows.
Okay.
And they bring in one bull
Ooh,
from
hell
time
yeah,
to
stud.
time.
Lucky guy.
He is indeed, and he gets he comes back. It's not just the one time deal. He's come back a couple times. So
That's one
he's a
happy-
very popular cow among the
happy
ladies.
stud.
He comes a lot,
Ooh,
for
nice.
sure.
Okay, so can you break it down for us, like Sky High Farm
Yeah.
Goods and the extended universe? Like,
Yes.
what is it? How hard is it to get people to understand what's going on? Just break it down for us.
It's hard. I mean, you know, we come from fashion land. The farm, you know, I mentioned is a nonprofit. Dan Colin, who's an artist, he's my partner on the business. He founded the farm almost 13 years ago now. And from day one, they've been donating 100% of everything they grow using the best sort of ecologically sound methods, whether it's produce and then also proteins. And then they donate that away, 100% of it to communities that have been deprived of fresh food.
Like locally in the New York area?
In New York State. And we do it through a group of food access partners. And, you know, I joined the founding board when Dan was getting that off the ground. It was me, John Gray from Ghetto Gastro, Joshua Bardfield, who's now the co-executive director over at the nonprofit. And, you know, at that point I was still working at Dover Street, but was starting to really kind of learn a lot about the work of Sky High and how urgent it was. I mean, we just lived through the pandemic,
Right.
you know, the murder of George Floyd, the AAPI movement, like life, it was, you know, these crazy movements were happening and everyone was in a lot of pain. And I saw sort of how woefully insufficient the sort of system that's in place to combat these issues are. And I wanted to do more. So Dan and I had already done a bunch of like charitable 100% for charity projects at Dover. And we sort of started talking about making a brand that could essentially generate awareness, raise revenue, but do it through like the pop cultural sphere.
Got it.
So really kind of deliver this like super urgent, super serious work to the center of the zeitgeist.
Did he need a lot of convincing, since that's like definitely seemingly out of his wheelhouse, I would imagine?
I mean, honestly, it was like a very much a mutual conversation. Maybe one of the most organic things that's ever happened to me.
Just like the food.
Just like the food.
Nice.
You know, I'd been at CDG in Dover for 15 years. I loved it. And really, there was no impetus for me to leave. But he and I started talking a lot. And I really saw that there was power. And to be quite frank, like, I didn't know how I could get involved before. I mean, oftentimes, you know, you kind of carry on in your career and like, you know, you're like, you're kind of looking at all these issues from the outside. I'm like, am I going to quit my job? am I going to start from scratch? I'd done a little bit of work with some nonprofits, and they were very conservative in the way that they were thinking. And so the opportunity to kind of create a brand that could like marry the best of what I knew working in luxury fashion and like streetwear, that could then help to kind of like open the aperture for like this whole other issue was like very, very interesting to me.
So Sky High Farm Goods is effectively the revenue generating branch that all that goes to fund the farm, which then grows and donates and
100%
fights food
right.
insecurity and food access or inaccess.
Yes.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Seemingly, but
Okay,
it's
your job
yeah.
sounds so easy.
I mean, to be honest with you, like as a former comms person, like it's one of the most difficult communications jobs I've ever done because, people like to think that the farm is owned by the brand
Right.
and vice versa. And they're actually entirely separate on paper intentionally.
Church and state.
Yeah, we totally wanted to keep them separate because, I mean, to be honest with you, when Dan and I started off, like neither of us was like, we need a clothing brand. That wasn't, I mean, we know how hard it is, right?
Yeah.
Like I know how hard it is. I mean, the world doesn't need,
Like, are you sure?
yeah. I mean, the world doesn't
Are
need
we
more
sure?
shit in it, right?
Right.
Like, so I think when we were talking about it, we're like, if we're going to do this, it has to be really, really different. And it can only be built to service this other bigger sort of cause.
Right.
So we talked to like leadership at like major companies, Patagonia. We talked to the folks at Newman's Own, which do you guys know the brand?
Of course. Shout
Yeah,
out.
I
shout
mean,
out
it's
Paul.
like shout out Paul, like
Salsa
and
for
A.H.
good works.
Hutchner.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like they have an amazing story. They've raised $600 million,
Crazy.
100% of profits to charity since its inception. But no one knows.
They just know the
Right?
salad dressing is delicious.
The salad dressing is delicious.
And the one racist logo with the sesame ginger carrot dressing.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, they don't still have that, do they? No.
No,
I don't know. Paul Newman dressed as a samurai with
Yeah.
like two swords and shit.
Tough look. Tough look for Paul.
Yeah, not so
But
not
hey,
so modern.
Good stuff. Anything
Yeah.
for the cause.
Yeah, but it was really interesting. Like I was like, what? Like with a little bit of good marketing,
Yeah.
like whatever it is that they've built, we could do that and more, right? But
Yeah.
do it in a way that like people actually understand and are like, oh, I'm going to patronize this thing because I realize it does something else.
And it feels like you built up the network and Rolodex where you could really tap into like that pop culture lens, that pop culture sector that you talked about, where it's like, yeah, bring people in through good clothes, and then maybe hopefully they learn about what
Exactly.
you're actually dealing with.
Exactly. I mean, in the industries that we're in right now, between fashion, food and bev, beauty, it's $11 trillion in spending,
Jeez.
right? Like
Let
the
us
way,
hold a little of that.
yeah. And also like if you do the research, like those industries dwarf, climate talk by like some crazy factor of 350 to 1.
Wow. It's even
So
higher now.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's just like
No thanks
there
to
are
us.
levers that you can pull and people that you can talk to. And like, you're right, James, like we're very lucky that over time we've amassed some pretty incredible friendships that have really kind of paid it forward. So
We're going to get into that. But
Yeah.
real quick, who do you think is better at switching gears? Fashion people that get into farming or farming people that get into fashion?
definitely farming that get into fashion.
They're already in the workwork. They already are on trend.
Yeah.
you
They're
know?
like the most stylish, but also the smartest people I know because
They already know the seasons, right?
They got an almanac for that.
they know the seasons intimately, but you know what it is? It's like that work is incredibly skilled labor, right? You have to have like the mind of an engineer
Mhm.
married with like the physical, like you have to be able to do work day in, day out on your feet. So they're in amazing shape. They're really sharp. Fashion people, I think they like to think that
Go
like
off.
you have a garden and
Yes.
but
It's like, you have to wake up at 5 a.m., not
Yeah.
get home at 5 a.m. Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, it's actually really humbling. Like the team and I, we go up to volunteer 3-4 times a year.
Oh, nice.
And like, if I'm out there for 3 hours, I'm exhausted.
Sure.
What do you like
You
to
know.
do on the farm?
We help them with everything.
But like,
what's
specifically
enjoyable?
do you like? Do
Yeah.
you like doing
I like the,
birthing cows? Or?
I mean, I don't know that I could physically handle like the, what is it called? The husbandry
Yeah.
part. That's crazy.
Facilitating nature's way.
Yeah. But like certainly like the harvesting, the washing of produce, like all these things that are really like tactile and rote, but like weeding even like when you understand like the sort of really unique ecosystem in the soil. Like there's something really kind of amazing there when you think about like how much pre-planning goes into making the crops that like feed us.
It's kind of an art.
It's a massive art.
Do you think there's a stretch where it's like, okay, fashion people love fabric and getting hands-on and that tactile nature? Do you think that like translates to that hands-on work on the farm?
I think so.
Okay.
But I also think, increasingly people are really kind of connected or becoming more connected to where their food comes from.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know it intimately. They don't know the practices that go into like that carrot that they just ate.
Yeah.
But like we care about nutritional content now.
They know the carrot was more expensive than a normal carrot, so it must be better.
well, true. Actually, yes. And like we could get into a whole kind of conversation.
We might.
about that.
We very well might.
Can I? This is a big question, and there's no right answer. But should food be expensive because of the work it takes to support and maintain, agricultural ecosystems in a sustainable manner, or should food be cheap because it is a human need for survival?
I think that food should cost what it actually costs to produce. But I also think that the equity in society should permit for people to be able to afford that food. So I think the problem right now, right, is that in order to produce that better carrot, the amount of resources that go into growing that carrot are real, right? You want to pay the person a living wage. With the cheapest possible bite, there are a lot of externalities that don't get passed on to the consumer. They get passed on to somebody else, the poor grower or the communities, right, that are around where the food is produced. So to me, it's like we need to actually allow, and you had asked me about like food as luxury before, right? Like the reality is that everyone should be entitled to eat this quality of food. It's just that right now, no one can afford it.
Right.
Well, let's try to make a difference. But first, let's take it back to where it all began, kind of. Daphne, how long were you at Comme des Garçons and Dover Street Market?
So it was about 14 years, 7 months. So about 15 almost.
You couldn't make it to 15?
You can round up. No one's going to hold your feet to the fire.
They give you a Rolex at 15, no? Or a weird comb.
15's a good round number for sure.
You can round up. What's Rei Kawakubo actually like? What's it like to be in her presence?
I mean, I will tell you the first time I met her, I tripped.
Wow, no.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. They had flown me out to Paris.
You blew it.
I was just a kid and I was obviously like anticipating this moment from like
your whole life.
Yeah. And I tripped on the stairs up to meet her in the office.
Like, did you bust your ass or was it just like a stumble?
It was a stumble.
Did she see?
And I picked of course.
Did she laugh?
Yeah. I could not. Well, looking at Rei is like looking at the sun. Like you need to like avert your gaze.
Yeah.
Because
the arc in Indiana Jones.
She has a lot of presence.
Yeah, that sun got a bob.
She's got aura.
She's got real aura, and she's not very tall, but she's radiating like aura.
Yeah.
I would say she's very kind. She's very thoughtful. Like I've been at meals with her where she's been very like generous. When she connects with you, she really sort of is talking to you. It's not like a sort of
right.
Despite
the shades.
Despite the shades. She's very present though, and she's always paying attention. And I've never met anyone that works any harder than she does.
When you tripped, did she point and laugh, or was she like, "Oh God, that's embarrassing"?
I think she
who the fuck is that new girl?
No, I mean she might have been thinking that, but no, she was very sweet. I think she maybe thought I was Japanese at first because she started talking to me in Japanese, and I was like, I'm failing this test too.
Yeah. I got nothing. I got
nothing. I'm so sorry.
Did you ever learn Japanese to like communicate either just in the company at large? Not just with Rei?
I mean, I think 15 years, like there's osmosis, right? Like it's the same with the French, who I spent a lot of time with too. But like you kind of get a sense of like what everyone's saying. But it's very different in terms of sort of communications, like codes. But obviously in Japan, there's sort of a lot of reverence and a lot of sort of very clear kind of hierarchy in the way you speak. And I didn't really pick up enough because I was there so sporadically. I would show up, eat their amazing food, get to enjoy the fruits of all of their labor and then go home.
See ya.
So yeah,
it's been fun.
I mean, that was really fun, but I gotta go.
What was the fit you were wearing when you first met her and stumbled
and
embarrassed yourself?
I think I was wearing a com look, which is like her collection for every day. It's what she wears herself, where this stuff for the runway can be quite like
Conceptual.
Conceptual.
Yeah.
We're like the blob dresses.
Yeah, or like
a
3
dinosaur,
arms.
paper mache.
Yes. I wore, I think it was just a
Exoskeleton.
dress from, there's, that collection is like, has like the comm codes in it, but it's like, easy enough to wear. And
Sure.
at that point I hadn't amassed a massive comm wardrobe yet either. Like I was still rubbing pennies together outside of my
I'm waiting for the
clothing
employee
allowance.
discount to hit.
Yeah,
I just started.
exactly. I just started.
Were you eventually in comb head to toe every day?
Yes.
Head to toe comb?
Yes.
Is that like a requirement?
There's an unspoken understanding.
got it.
Yeah.
It's kind of true to like every brand, right?
Yeah, to some degree.
Of course. And especially if you're out representing the
Mhm.
brand. I mean, it would be crazy if, but no, I mean, like, CDG was so many lines. I think when I was there was 14 lines.
God damn.
So like if you couldn't find something to wear, you should probably
It's
work
a
somewhere
personal
else.
problem.
Yeah, no,
At that
but
point.
exactly, right? Like there's a wallet for that. There's a sock for that. There's a Junior Watanabe for that.
There's a shirt for that.
There's a shirt for that. Yeah. So
Did you ever, okay, if you had to pick one subline as your favorite,
Damn. So many to choose from.
that's hard. That's really hard. I think
Yeah.
En plus.
love on the good answer.
I think I'll go
Thank
shirt.
you.
I love
It's a little
shirt too.
constraining, but love shirts.
You can wrap it around your waist as a little skirt.
I don't know. Mainline is like,
Yeah.
the way she's able to distill the big ideas into clothes that you can wear every day is like, what you see on the runway is like a tiny percentage of what they sell in the show. You've been to
totally.
the showroom. Yeah. It's like, some of the tailoring was absolutely incredible, but to wear every day, I'd say com. I do think play is a really interesting idea in that the concept for that line is no design. And it was like the building
Heart.
blocks,
Yeah.
right? Of like a
Heart
wardrobe.
shoe.
Yeah. But like kind of smart because it's like,
It was-
these elemental parts of your
Entry
wardrobe.
level kind of in a good way. Bring you
Yeah.
into the universe. You got to have a
Exactly.
portal, a vessel. Through
It's also
which
kind
to
of
discover the rest. The 13 other lines.
maybe not underrated, but maybe like overlooked as kind of those early days of marrying luxury and streetwear.
Yes.
Which we talked about how like when I was a Complex, you were the first person from a luxury or capital F fashion house that ever reached out to me.
Yeah.
And looking back, we both are like, oh shit, that was prescient where like
Yeah.
where Daphne saw where the world was headed, right? Where it was like streetwear and the democratization of fashion. You couldn't just only exist at the elitist, tip of the pyramid forever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I appreciate you saying that. I don't know if I really realized that. I think I saw value in all kinds of media, to be honest. Like, I really think at that point, I remember Hypebeast was like kind of starting to explode too.
Mhm.
And it was like, fashion isn't just for one type of person to consume, right? Like everyone should be able to enjoy it. And
It's like food.
hey,
Wow.
you should be,
Yeah.
you're blowing my mind right now.
I'm a comms guy
Fashion
too,
is-
Daphne.
Fashion is carrots.
You were in
wear.
fashion PR, both of you,
Yeah.
before all this
That's
started.
true.
So,
Kind of, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
of.
technically,
yeah.
you know.
What
Did
was
you
the-
did you also write interviews pretending to be Rei Kawakubo the way we did for designers that we represented?
Some of my finest
no,
work.
not for her, but I mean, I definitely I took care of the whole stable of designers.
Yeah.
So like Kanye Nomiya, Junya, RK as well, but Tao. So like I really got to kind of, I was really kind of involved with helping to kind of tune that language for sure.
So did you were your services and expertise part of if you were a brand in the Dover Street brand incubator program, like you worked with them?
Yes.
And were your services and expertise and network and everything available, or were you like gate kept for like, no, this is comb only?
No, it's one of my proudest things about
Really?
working there was that when Dover Street opened, so I had started at Com, I'd interned for 2 years and then I started at Com formally in like 2009. And then when Dover opened in 2013, like I wanted to do that too, because I knew, it was going to be amazing. Like
Sure.
London was incredible, but also like the access to all of the brands, both emergent and established, was going to be really kind of unrivaled. So part of what I really loved about that was like, Ray and Adrian were really amazing at fostering community. And like, they really believed in using their platform to give these emerging designers an opportunity to share their work where it's really hard right out of school. I remember, from Maureen Sayre to Craig Green, Evan Canori,
Sure.
Simone Rocha, ERL. Like, I got to work with all of them as they were kind of on the upswing or unknown even,
Crazy.
I would see them in their showrooms in Paris. I would go by, say hello, ask them where they were at with press. When they would come to town, I would organize desk sides for them so they could meet the press directly. I got a number of New York Times profiles for these designers. And like, I realized that like, I was really enjoying the kind of like being able to bend a lot of the relationships I had to supporting these really talented people.
Doing the Lord's work, honestly.
I mean, it was cool though. Like I will say like, they were so talented that it wasn't hard.
Right.
Was it hard at all to kind of get out of the shadow of Comme des Garçons because you're in this incubator program? Or was it almost like, you're just drafting in the wake of this, behemoth?
Well, I mean, with CDG, it's like that opened so many doors. Like if I told people that I did communications for Rei Kawakubo, I automatically had their ear, right? It was kind of like they would at least listen to what I had to say. And I think just going into Sky High, like, I think maybe that pedigree helps for sure.
Absolutely.
But, all the people that I know, from you guys to the people that have authored stories for me, like those are relationships I had from that time. So just really kind of thankful that everyone's been along with me for the ride.
Was there a single project or collab or campaign that stuck with you as your favorite from your time there?
Oh my God, there were so many. There were so many special projects. Like I got to do the Met show, which was pretty crazy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Wow.
Rei flew me out to be with her, Adrian, Andrew Bolton, who's the curator of the Costume Institute. And it was us alone in a room with like all the archival CDG dating back to I don't know how long. And I don't think anyone had ever seen it all amassed.
Crazy.
It was incredible. And I remember sort of thinking like, do I deserve to be in this room?
I just once in a lifetime though. Like that's incredible.
It was amazing.
I do it for free. It's like, I don't even.
No, really. I mean, that was very, very cool. I got to do all the dressing for the red carpet, which was insane. The after party, we did an amazing store at the Met. I love Andrew Bolton. We also did these windows at Barney's with Dennis Friedman, which were like, they were doing a comparison of Rei Kawakubo and Louise Bourgeois. So like it was this crazy kind of confluence of things that was happening. And it was like pretty amazing for me as part of my career. But over the years, there were so many, right? Yeah. Like I got to do, like I brokered like a pretty big project with Tiffany & Co. Back then, Francesca Amethyatroph was leading all of the design for the high jewelry. And I remember I walked in to the office. It was just the two of us in her ginormous room. And she was like, what do you want to do? And I was like,
me?
Me? And I was like, well, I actually really think, because like, everyone knows the new Tiffany stuff.
Right.
But like Tiffany has an incredible archive, right? Like that stuff to me is amazing. They're museum pieces, right? Yeah. And I was like, well, why don't we bring some of the pieces out of the archive? We can do pop-ups at all the Dover streets. And she's like, okay. And then like,
sure.
Several months later, we had like, it was called the Out of Retirement collection. And it was just like so cool that like I could have a basic idea. And if the idea was good, it won. Like there didn't matter like, that I was like the lowly PR girl in New York, right?
You were
like
given
I
a
could
lot of
actually
agency and empowered.
Totally. And I think that's just a testament to Adrian and Rei. But there was one really cool project I did with the artist Ai Weiwei. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he drops a lot of fine pottery.
Breaks a lot of pottery.
This guy, fumbles a lot of fucking bags.
This guy's butterfingers.
We did a shoot for VMag way back in the day where I had the idea to like showcase a bunch of emerging designers. Craig Green was one of them. And he had concepted this shoot to basically like, we'd ship him a box of clothes and he was going to put the clothes on his studio staff and like the people that worked for him. He was, the proletariat was the way he kind of described it. And, I get a call. I remember it was like 11 o'clock at night and he'd essentially like dressed all of them up in these amazing garments, one of a kind. He put them on pedestals and then he dumped cans of paint on each of their heads.
Whoops. Dropped another one.
Yeah. It was, and so like there are these amazing photos. It's like Melita Baumeister, Craig Green,
Sick.
Phoebe English. And at the time, because I really took very seriously, like, for a lot of these young designers, their collections are super precious. We all know how much it costs to make a sample.
We got one sample.
Yeah,
You got
my
one
samples.
We got one.
You got one precious sample, and we basically turned it into like it was covered
Into
in
art.
paint.
It was turned into art.
So it took me like a couple hours to like settle down and realize each of these pieces was like priceless now.
Initially, you were like, oh,
Initially, I was like, I'm going to get fired.
Who's going to tell Craig?
Yeah.
who's got a good dry cleaner?
Yeah. I was like, but yeah, thankfully they were all pretty like understanding.
Did the designers fuck with it, or did they also have a?
We
little
did a
freak out?
huge like exhibition. No, they were all. They realized that it was literally now one of a kind.
Okay,
Where are those garments now?
I don't know,
Right?
but
Like
we
this-
displayed them in Dover. We did an exhibition. They're probably in our like warehouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Their warehouse.
Tucked away.
Yeah, or like Nigo bought them at auction. or
Nigo
something.
Yeah,
bought them.
right. Pharrell.
But it was a really amazing story. And then I got to work on like all the mega CDG Nike shoe launches. I concepted one of the foamposite when they brought the foamposite back.
Which
The
one?
composites? I love those. I have the
Yeah.
white pair. They're the
Yeah,
best.
yeah, they're amazing, right? Yeah, that campaign was my baby, and
Give me a 95s laying around. the black and gray ones.
maybe I'll take a look. That was cool. We also did like Mickey Moto pearls for men, which I thought was like, Ray was always kind of pushing the boundaries of like gender and like
Absolutely.
what was like acceptable.
Yeah.
And I really kind of love that, like just trying to pitch that because, a lot of people actually bought in.
Is that the biggest difference you've seen, maybe just from being, having so many friends in the industry and being a part of it for so long? The biggest difference between Calm and other major houses is that it's like, it's the best idea, no matter where it comes from, the best idea wins. Or is it like, what's the biggest difference maybe you saw between how Calm tends to move and these other capital F? fashion
Honestly,
fucks?
like they didn't give a shit about trends at all.
Calm.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Like never. And I think oftentimes, the business, despite being like a mega business, was run pretty lean. Like there weren't like assistants running around.
They got the PR person concepting jewelry collaborations.
But it was cool. Like, like they really believed in like rule breaking, but not for the sake of subversion alone. It was
Right.
really like, why does this need to be done this way? It doesn't.
Real innovation.
Yeah, like just really not taking for granted what's right in front of you and being willing to like, I think the way I would describe her work, for example, is like you have to know the rules to break them. That's what she was she's a master tailor, for example. But I think that's what the business did too, right? Where it was like, we know the rules of the game. This is a commercial business, but we also know how to break those rules to get what we want. And I think that informed a lot of the spirit of Sky High.
Oh,
Is that almost like the most influential thing about Calm? Is like that philosophy?
There's obviously the historical work too. Yeah. Like, I think she really was responsible for this idea that you wore black as a uniform, right? Like in the 80s and 90s.
Crows.
Yeah.
Which was like a pejorative term back when first debuted.
She was showing like, I think the word is dishabla, right? Like the people looked like they were wearing baggy, holy clothing, and she wasn't afraid to like mess with what's beautiful, to really kind of, force you to confront your notion of beauty, which I think has really kind of stuck with me. I also think like one thing that people don't really quite understand is like, Calm is obviously the most avant-garde, but like they had a lot of love and respect for the classics too. It was really just about like finding, when we partnered or took a project on, it was like, is the spirit of this thing strong? Does it have its own identity and its own voice? If it does, like there's something there. Like these things can feel like opposing impulses, but actually they can hang together and make something that's like synergistically even better.
Right. Sure. Greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah. 1 + 1 = 3.
Ooh, there it is. That's math. That's fashion math for you, folks.
That's stolen from Adrian Jaffe. I can't.
That's fashion people trying to do math.
That's fashion people trying to do math.
Is that the biggest or best lesson that you took away from working at your time at Dover and Calm and apply? Now that you're the boss, CEO, co-CEO.
Actually, the CEO. Dan is actually only in the business a third of his time.
Oh, breaking news.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's an artist full time.
let's remove
Is he
that
still
co
doing,
from
is he
the
still doing
description.
nest parties?
No, I think those are a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that one nest party was probably enough parties for. I mean, they did a few of those, but
Did you ever do a nest party?
no, that I was well after that time.
But okay,
yeah,
so what is the biggest lesson that you've taken away from your 14 years, we'll call it
15 years.
15.
Yeah, I can have that.
That is
Yes,
now
you can.
your immediately is applicable in your day to day or macro long term at Sky High.
I mean, a big part of it was the subversion piece, like just questioning and not taking things for granted. I think, if you're you kind of have to be naive or stupid to be like, I'm going to get into food systems work. Like, I have no experience. I like to eat. That's the extent of it.
One qualification.
Yeah, no, but actually, I mean, I think food, I think the reality is that I realized that, there's maybe power in using like a creative prism to solve problems in a world that we all know is like, it's really not in good shape out
These
there.
motherfuckers think 1 + 1 = 2.
I mean, I think that like there's something to be said for like taking the status quo and being willing to like turn it on its head.
Sure. Yeah. Like what Rei was doing at Calm this whole time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't dare to compare myself to her, but I would be like,
We can for you if you'd like.
I mean, we'll take it.
Right.
The Rei of
Is there a
food.
higher compliment,
The-
right?
I mean, I think the thing is like, it's that mindset and that mentality and like the sort of fearlessness, right? I think like you don't really know if an idea is good until you give it legs in the world. And
Right.
like, it's a hypothesis. Everything is a hypothesis until it bears out, right? If you're
So true.
lucky. So I think that's kind of like the spirit that's like given me a lot of like confidence to do this, even though I have no clue if it's the right thing. I think we both, I won't speak for Dan, but a lot of his art is really sort of questioning authoritarian sort of strictures, and his whole career is sort of built on that. And I think maybe there's that sort of common mentality there that works for us. But the other thing I think is just this idea of like actually trying to create a real community, which community is totally overused.
Bastardized word for sure.
Yeah.
But when it's
Used for evil
But
a
when
lot.
it's real, like it's actually like
Yeah.
there's no other word to describe
No.
what
Yeah.
that is.
When it's
a-
real, it's real too.
It's a group of people with shared values, right? And I think in my case, being able to galvanize a community around, like, and I'm talking about the fashion community, right? Like the editors, the stylists, the expert creatives who are really like at the top of their game, but also the huge fashion houses too, who like, may not normally transcend their like competitive differences to
Right.
do anything together. Like the idea that we could all be in dialogue with each other around this work is like very, very cool to me. And something that I've really enjoyed.
I mean, food is the absolute lowest common denominator between
Yes.
any human being. And
Yes.
I guess
Besides
water,
oxygen.
water,
Yeah.
air,
I mean,
and clothes. That's what we need to and shelter.
yes.
Yeah.
But also just
Oh,
to say,
The bare necessities.
we'll get into like the business model a little bit at some point, but like when we were bringing the collection to retail, all the wholesalers came into the showroom, and everyone has a relationship to food,
Mhm.
agriculture, inequity, wherever they come from. So it actually wasn't that hard to sell, but I think it's packaging it in a way that people can understand
Oh, absolutely.
and like then sort of be like, okay, I'm going to participate.
Is there anything? So how long have you been at Sky High now?
We've been at this for,
No, you yourself.
I mean,
Sky High. You mentioned the farm is 2012, and then
yeah. Oh gosh.
and then your sector.
I've been involved with Sky High, the nonprofit, dating back now probably about, I want to say 5 or 6 years.
but
and
the goods.
Good
pillar of it?
started in January of 22. So that's been 3 years and 11 months.
And you started it.
I started it with Dan.
Got it. What is there anything you miss about being in the capital F fashion world?
I mean, honestly, not much. I mean, but I say this in a really like, it's not what you think. It's actually that in some ways I'm in it more than I ever was because yes, like there's a sort of surface level of what fashion is, right? But so much of what I do now is dependent on certain partnerships and the sort of adoption within the sort of the larger industry around what we're doing. So like, On, for example, right? Like very cool that they were willing to take a chance on
Right.
a social justice brand that has a cute logo, but like they don't have to talk to us. But I do think like, we've got a multi-year deal in place. They're incredible people. And to be able to, the wrong word is infiltrate. The right word is maybe like to be able to advocate for this work from the inside out is like pretty cool for me. Like, and the nice thing is like, I speak their language. I came from the brand side.
Right.
So like when we're talking about campaigns, like the models, the photography, we're all speaking the same language. It's just like, what is the end goal?
It's rare that the social justice person shows up looking drippier than the fucking
That actually
actual fashion
knows
people,
what the fuck is up.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
It's pronounced aperture.
I
Damn.
didn't say that. You did.
Okay, I did.
We're not allowed to, like, I think, I'm just fresh off of coming back from Japan. So
Yeah.
I feel like I can still say it, but the longer I'm here, I'll just be like, it's A-Press.
Hey, press.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll get back to normal soon enough.
Yeah.
The pretension will fade with the jet lag.
Retention will
Yeah.
fade.
What's something you're just specifically because it sounds like there's a lot. What's
Yes.
something you're so happy to have left behind in the fashion world?
Well, I mean, part of what instigated the move, right? I mentioned these big kind of social currents.
Mhm.
The pandemic was crazy, right? Like we seem to have like, it's in our rear view now, but like it was pretty intense.
Let's not minimize that it was insane.
It was insane. And I think at that time, I remember, I loved working at CDG in Dover, never would have left. But I also saw, people cropping up on the comments section who were like clearly in pain
Mhm.
and like
Real people.
real people. And, the store also, they weren't a big box, they're not a big box retailer, right? Like there's so much sort of blood, sweat, and tears that went into making Dover Street. Like that was my home, my temple, and yet, so we were selling things, right? We were still trying to keep things going.
Run a business.
Run a business, right? There were mouths to feed. And I think at that point I was sort of like, I don't know after this if I can like elasticate back.
Like from a conscience perspective?
Or it's just like the cycle of like consumption
Right.
and newness and always having to promote the next good. And maybe it was because, I was part of like every rollout for every sneaker was like, it got increasingly kind of compacted, right? It used to be like we'd announce a big project 6 months in advance. Now you launch the week of.
Yeah.
Right? Because the consumers
Because you got something to launch
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
And there's so much more noise.
And I also like I realized that like, and I was very much a rabid consumer. I am a rabid consumer myself, but like
We all are, by the way.
I just had amassed so many things, beautiful things, and I'd lost my capacity to like value them in the same way. Like I was like, I'd turn my head immediately and see something new and be like, ooh, that's
shiny.
Yep.
and good, and then I would come back like a year later with something with its tags on, and I was like, this is something's, because I was
That's sobering for sure.
yeah, but I was the beneficiary, right, of like this incredible privilege to be able to buy from these collections at a staff discount. And I think all those things sort of compounded, like kind of opened the sort of gateway for me to maybe consider a change. But
And was this happening was this like a creeping sensation over for years, or was it like a kind of like a wake up moment,
An
wake up
avalanche.
call?
I think it was a wake up moment, but also Dan and I were talking so much at that point, and I was
Yeah.
sort of seeing that like there's this current of life that's happening up here. And then there's like a reality for everyone else.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, no, but exactly.
Yeah.
So like you got this sort of geopolitical noise that's happening, and I'm not taking away from that. That's all really serious and important discussion and like critical, right, to all of our livelihoods and well-beings. But at the end of the day, we just come out of this moment with Snap, or we're in Snap right now,
Yeah.
right, with what's happening. But like there are tons of people that are literally like so underserved.
Starving.
And
Living meal to meal or
Yeah.
paycheck to paycheck.
living
crazy.
well exactly. And I think it was very sort of sobering when I saw it was like $37 billion got cut from SNAP. 42 million people depend on food stamps and this program, and 40% of those people are children. Like it kind of like unfortunately has brought into very sharp relief. Like it reminds me why I'm doing this.
Right.
Which is to say, it's really fun and it's cool, but in reality, like it is built to serve something else.
A real purpose.
Do you when brands like, because you're so privy to this, like when brands make pledges to be sustainable or environmentally friendly or provide transparency in the supply chain or what have you, how much of that is real and how much of that is bullshit?
A lot of it's bullshit. I mean, I want to just be clear. Like, I came from luxury fashion. I'm not a sustainability expert by any standard. I think, greenwashing fatigue is obviously very real.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'd say the place that I'm at now is I actually have relationships to the growers and the people that actively are producing the ingredients that go into your beverage, that go into the jam I pre-announced, but the jam is coming. We have a jam coming. We got a jam coming out.
Let's jam out.
What flavor?
Strawberry,
Ooh.
just to start. Very classic.
Is there a raspberry in the way?
Yeah, can we make some
raspberry?
We'll make it free.
grape?
Why don't we do a throwing fits raspberry flavor?
Down.
I love raspberry.
All right, let's do raspberry.
Yeah.
Guys.
Is it a jam
Fuck
or
yeah.
preserve?
What's the
I'm
difference?
Chinese. Like I barely grew up eating
Pectins?
jam.
Okay,
Oh,
what is that?
It's a jam.
Pectin is like a preservative. Like it's
No, it's a jam.
Okay, fire.
Is it
I mean,
delicious on toast? That's all that matters.
Yes,
Done.
but it's not like overtly sweet. Like I think
Perfect. Too sweet is none.
Yeah, like when you go into this, and this is the thing, like I'm not from this country. So like when I would go into the supermarket, I was like, I don't understand. There's 20 types of jam to choose
Why do I
from.
now have diabetes?
Yeah,
from eating
and they're
this
all
jam?
going to kill you.
So, I mean, I think we wanted to, we used local strawberries from an incredible farm upstate. Those are
delicious.
packaged on site. And it's just simple. Like the best things are simple.
When is
There's
that
nothing added to them.
Yeah, when does jam drop?
I have to check in with Grant Lurie, who heads that up on my team, but I think it's going to be like first week of
I'm
December.
going to check with the chief jam
right
officer.
around, yeah. I think that's when
This is the
coming out.
exclusive
Yeah.
announcement of jam.
Yeah.
New jam alert.
Yeah. 47 minutes in.
But I will say, like, one thing that's been really, really cool for me is like this, collection we made with Dover Street, primarily made of dead stock, vintage fabrics, upcycled fabrics.
Like the jacket you're wearing right now?
Yeah. Part of the mandate to Dover Street Market Paris, which is the incubator that we belong to, is that we wanted to use what was already in the system. So there's
you guys are in the incubator program.
we are, yeah.
Okay.
And so they help us to basically manufacture, produce, distribute, sell. And then we handle the creative,
Right.
the marketing, and the press.
I was going to say, it's like they're saving money on the marketing and communication.
I like to think so.
They're like, we'll just get Daphne back in the mix.
Yeah.
She'll take care of it.
I mean, you never go too far.
It's like
No.
riding a bike.
They're
Yeah.
like, we already had the best anyway, so it's like,
Has that relationship-
can't go to someone else.
Have you been kind of the linchpin in that relationship between Sky High and Dover Street?
I mean, Dan, we all have a relationship. Maddie Friedman, who you know, who's
Shout out
on my
Maddie.
team. Maddie. He's still pissed off.
Bring back the what was that Fit Pick series that he had going on? He has an insane Fit Pick series, which I'll bring it back, Maddie.
He's
Bring it
going to
back.
love that we're talking about this right
I
now.
mean, Maddie gets his flowers. Come on now.
He definitely
No,
should.
the last time that he came up on Pod, someone was like, "Yo,
They called him the nicest guy in the biz, and he was
absolutely
so
is.
mad after that.
Oh, he was mad because it's like no one's going to disagree, brother. Besides you.
He wants you to call him the strongest guy. In the biz.
He is jacked.
And me.
Oh, here you go.
Jacked.
He is
Maddie, you're
jacked.
We love you, Maddie.
keep stalling, keep stalling."
But we should talk about Maddie more so that you can find the Fit Pics here.
Oh, here we go. Here
Oh
we
my
go.
God. Oh.
Fresh Fridays. That's what it
Oh,
is.
Fresh
Oh my God.
Fridays.
You know about this Instagram account?
I mean,
it's a burner. Am I not supposed to
I don't know.
expose
too
this?
late now. Sorry, Maddie. Everyone can see how buff you are.
Wait,
Yeah.
when's the last time he updated that?
This is the
This is
archive.
insane.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if he knows everyone knows that exists.
No,
Spoiler alert.
someone I forget. Oh, it was Mac.
From yeah.
Who's Mac?
Mac
from
Huster. Huster from
No, not Mac Huster. From fucking H. Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
Fresh
scion
Fridays.
of the H. Lorenzo
That is so funny.
empire.
Yeah, he used to work for them, right? I think H. Lorenzo, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Shout out
that's-
Maddie. Anyway.
I love that that's making the rounds.
That has been the Maddie portion of the show.
Might have to call you and say, let's delete that portion.
Congrats, you nice and
No.
jacked man who we all love.
Well, we all, the nicest jacked man in the world.
Truly.
Or the most jacked nice man.
Yeah.
The most, yeah.
Whichever he wants.
Probably wants to lead with the muscles, I believe. But
So
yeah.
like, yeah, so that, I don't know how to recover.
What
from
were we
this.
talking about?
What were-
The Sky High
yeah.
CDG or DSM relationship.
Yeah. So it's really like I said, like we didn't really have designs to start clothing. And I wasn't really interested in taking on the full supply chain. Like people do that for years and fail,
Mhm.
right? Like to me, you want someone who has the know-how, the expertise, understands the sustainability piece, but also has economies of scale. Cause like that's the point, right? The more we can move, the more we can raise money. So having that expertise has been like really, really clutch, I would say. They're obviously my family, so
Right.
I felt very sort of lucky that they were like, let's make a collection.
Right.
And I was
Who
like,
says you can't go home?
I know.
When you hear
I know.
your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DSM.
Dover Street.
Unlimited play cons.
I mean,
Bottomless.
Yeah.
Triple Dipper at
yeah.
Dover Street.
No, it's
That's
it's,
Chili's.
It's
Applebee's?
I like to think that
Olive
I've
Garden.
tried to keep it like pay it forward and just
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
that it's always.
So it's still a strong bond, even.
Yeah.
Unbreakable, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm headed out for all your London listeners.
There's a lot of them.
It's a huge
Hi,
market for us.
London.
They speak
Hi,
English.
London.
Hello.
We love
Hello,
you, London.
governor. They love that. They love when you
Yeah.
do that.
You have to, if
honestly.
you're going to speak to them, and if you want them to understand, you got to speak in a British accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
well,
Or
you-
do an Austin Powers impression. They love that.
Oh, do they?
That's a big one.
Well,
Yeah.
I went to a British high school, so I am very sort of familiar with the Brit, but I can't like materialize the
You
accent.
don't.
to say
the
that.
impression?
You don't Baines.
You're gonna say knackered again?
You don't feel called knackered, Nat? Yeah.
What is-
Feeling fucking knackered.
Wait, just real quick. If you could only shop at one Dover Street,
If you got to eat beans
Oh.
or bags of mash.
what's the best Dover Street in the world? I mean, I think that was on here and it got cut, but I
I
want to know.
mean, I don't want to get cut by someone on the other. I mean, it depends. Like so.
No, it doesn't. There's an answer.
I mean, the London store is magical.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
you go in there, it's like I mean, I was there. We built New York and LA together,
Mhm.
so I
She was
feel
there.
very close to it.
Sure.
But just the physical
Why
space.
Murray Hill for New York?
I mean, they like the building, honestly.
Yeah, destination
Well,
shopping.
that's the.
It was an old bank.
yeah.
And
that's
like,
kind of the OG DSM mandate was like, let's go to neighborhoods that people aren't necessarily
Yeah.
expecting.
I mean, when they opened Chelsea
true of all of them.
store was like the crazy space
Mhm.
tunnel, which is still there.
Yeah,
I mean, Chelsea was derelict,
that's true.
and now it's literally the center.
It's another destination. That was a destination shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of like you have to have the foresight.
The Ginza one is awesome.
I love the Ginza one, and that team is incredible. Shout out to Arakita-san. Sorry, I have to say it, but
The LA one,
oh, it's beautiful.
it's so horizontal.
I
What's
mean-
more space tunnels?
That is a fucking journey to get to that one.
Yeah.
My God.
Oh, yeah. That. I mean, that's also in the heart of downtown LA, so it's a little
My
bit
Lime
of a
scooter
jaunt.
ran out of battery the last time I was trying to go there, and I had to like,
walk.
I had to walk through Skid Row to get there. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm amazed that you took a Lime scooter. That's incredible that you
Yeah.
did that.
I love a Lime.
Whatever it takes.
Love a line.
Whatever it takes to spend money on new clothes. You know.
Gotta save on the ride.
Right.
You gotta make
Exactly.
sure that-
Increases my shopping budget.
I was like, well, I can't buy outerwear because then I can't like bring it on the line, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so what's the number one? Is it London?
Yeah, it's London. London.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I literally,
You already said it, so we're gonna go with that.
Okay. All right.
Going back to the bullshit that is fashion industry claiming whatever,
Yes,
fucking
yes.
environmental friendliness and everything. Have there been any noticeable changes in your time in fashion that that do give you hope when it comes to making the world a better place?
Oh,
Your silence is deafening.
yeah, that's a
I mean,
rough response.
trying to think about how to say this like diplomatically. I think
Don't.
no. I mean, I think that we're not meeting any of our sustainability goals.
Wow.
Like I
The industry writ large.
yeah. I mean, I was invited to participate on a panel at the Copenhagen.
Mhm.
It's like the global fashion agenda, which is the big sort of fashion industry gathering for climate.
Mhm.
It's so interesting. Like, you go there and it's like, these are the people in the room who like really seriously know what the extent of the problem is. And they were very clear with all of us. I mean, I felt like a child, but they were like, we have not succeeded. In fact, we're even falling behind.
Wow.
And it was actually really telling because in the room you've got leadership doing panels. I was there for, I was on a small panel myself. And like, you've got leadership talking about their sustainability measures that they're taking. You've got the middle managers that are there who are like people who are in the supply chain or design room who have to like actually try to incorporate these new materialities and
They have to
alternatives.
implement it like actually, yeah.
But there's no one from the finance side there. And if the people who handle the bank account are not there helping to instigate that change because it does affect the bottom line, it means that no one's taking it seriously enough. And I thought one of the best sort of analogies that I heard when I was out there is like, you hear about these, small manufacturers who are making, mushroom leathers or like other types of technical innovations that are really, really cool, right? But they're really resource intensive and they cost way more per yard. And, these companies are invested in by one large conglomerate or one big company, but like if they can't scale, they die. And so that adoption and, they would have been that company's sustainability play, it goes away.
Yeah.
That's not to say that people aren't trying to make changes. I just don't think it's happening expeditiously enough. There are not enough sanctions or rules in place to ensure that people are actually abiding by certain standards.
Do you think we're past a point of no return? Not to be like fucking, doomer, but
I think that we're addicted to newness. And I think that the cycle has gotten so fast and so prolific that like, I forget what the statistic is, but like the rate at which we're consuming, it's like one person has the equivalent of 22 closets. Like that's
low for me.
You're telling me.
I was gonna say you're barking up the wrong tree with this crowd, but that's insane. If that's
but if you really kind of visualize
close.
what that looks like, that's actually kind of insane. I will say it's interesting, like the conversations that I've seen happening around waste. For example, we did this partnership with Balenciaga. So they were super supportive. They sent us a really nice amount of merchandise. And it was stuff that had already been through the system. Right. It'd been on the sales floor, discounted, regular sale, friends and family, outlets. It was what would have been collecting dust
No one wanted
in the
it.
warehouse.
Yeah, the worst of the worst.
But that's where most of the clothes go, right? Like whatever
yeah.
doesn't get purchased is literally collecting dust, unless it's incinerated. But that's not something we do anymore.
That used to be. That was a nice little Burberry method. Burn it on the roof.
It wasn't so great, and I think to be able to take that merchandise, we customized it with artwork from Ryan McGinley. Nadia Leah Cohen shot a campaign for us. She was at that
cool
time.
project.
Yeah, she was like I think at that time she was also shooting the main Balenciaga campaign. So to have her participate for next to nothing was pretty incredible. But we sold the pieces at half the price. We put them in Dover Street. It was 100% sell through. We donated all the money away to the farm. It just kind of showed that there was like an opportunity to re-imbue these goods that had already had a life with value. You just had to package it properly.
Ooh, communications, marketing.
Yeah.
Put Daphne on the case.
I was gonna say if every company had a Daphne, then maybe the planet wouldn't fucking burn, people.
If you could snap your fingers and change anything about how the whole industry operates, besides just having one of you at the helm everywhere,
I don't
where are you starting? Where are you going to start?
You're the boss.
Change one thing. I think I would like slow down the cycle.
Yeah.
I think that, it's a race to the bottom. You look at like what's happening, right? With all the big like e-commerce giants, the discounting cycle, right? Like that's happening because they're all competing to be the first to go on sale. Buying is not an exact science, right? Even if you're incredibly skilled, you're still stuck with merchandise at the end. It has to be liquidated. At Com, we never had like we never had a holiday and pre-holiday
cruise
and the collection for the collection for the collection.
Out of control.
So I think, these are all sort of generated moments to create occasion-based purchases, which is fine. Like, I get it. Like, we all want to shop at specific times of the year for specific needs, but I don't know that there has to be quite this much.
Does Essence owe Sky High money?
Mm-mm.
Really?
No.
Good for you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, we
got out unscathed.
The one.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to see that because just also knowing how dependent those small brands are for that money.
Mm-hmm.
Was Combe able to not create like fake occasion buying opportunities because it's independently owned and not part of like a larger conglomerate that's publicly traded and needs to produce like earnings on earnings on earnings every 3 months?
Shareholder value.
Yeah, I mean, private and public certainly, I'm sure, has something to do with it. I mean, if your fiduciary duty is to your shareholders and the expectation is growth, at every turn, like
at all costs.
Yeah.
That's when we'll meet at the bottom, as you said.
But that's, I mean, not to get like super philosophical on you guys, but I feel like the conversation's kind of
Brits
touching.
No, we're aren't listening anymore.
We're in the serious portion now of the show.
But I feel like, there's like a myth of like infinite growth on this planet.
Which is real, right?
I mean, the planet has a finite size.
Oh, shit.
Right? So like, we keep thinking that GDP can keep growing and growing and growing, but there's just a reality around resources and who gets to commoditize them.
Sure.
More data centers? Is that the answer?
I mean, more data centers, please. They use up, I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't know how much energy they use, but I know
a lot.
The size of one Philadelphia every day.
Yeah.
That's actually insane.
That's a lot. Okay, so what would your advice be? Because whether it's the brands and the holding companies or the consumers and everything, it's a cycle, right? It's all a downward. We're circling the drain here. How can someone as a consumer be empowered and act ethically and responsibly in the current moment that we're in?
I mean, I think it's tough, right? Because, it really is about education. But I think the way things are set up right now, you don't want to be a brand that's preaching to the consumer about what they should buy. Right. And I think that's maybe the approach that Sky High is taking is to say, we want to make things that you actually covet, that are more responsibly made, that actually honor this sort of like earth first approach, that then don't force you to compromise on like good style or design. Right. And I think that that's actually, the consumer has to take it upon themselves to actually care enough to make the change. But I also understand that like the means or mode of participation is different depending on who you are. And like, I love that, Bad Bunny might walk into a Dover Street and buy Sky High without knowing what it's about.
That doesn't bother you when a customer is just like, I just think this thing is great.
Definitely not.
Okay.
I want them to be excited by it and to be engaged by it, because once they start to lift up the hood and see that there's so much more going on, I mean, my hope or my desire is that they're going to further engage with us and then by extension want to engage with the farm.
It's almost like pre-sale Supreme in a way, where they would just put out like something fire that kids wanted, and then hopefully out of the 1,000 kids that buy something, maybe like 10 of them are like, oh, who's this artist?
Who's Malcolm X?
Yeah, who's this?
Literally.
Who's this musician?
Yeah.
Who is Sun Ra? You know, like
exactly.
Trojan horsing, education.
Yeah, exactly.
Putting the pill, what is it? A tablespoon of
Sugar.
tablespoon of
Makes
Sky
the
High
medicine
honey.
go down. Yeah. I love that.
Or
jam.
Sky High Throwing Fits raspberry jam.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's definitely going to come out.
Let's do it.
We got to start working on the label.
Okay.
Easy.
What's the most evil brand in fashion?
Oh, you can't say that.
There's got to be one. You could just say LVMH. I said that. No, well, unless they want to invite me to some more shit.
Or send us some Hennessy.
The most evil.
Is it like the hyper? Is it like Shein, or is it?
Yeah.
I think it
Or
has to
be.
be fast fashion.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Yeah. Let's be clear.
I mean, I've had the great honor of actually talking with a lot of leadership at the LVMHs and Kerings of the world, because they actively have the resources to investigate new ways of making things.
They'll listen.
And they're invested in it. So
Yeah,
I don't. It's really the fast fashion piece. It's I
Zara. Shein has got to be the worst, right? They're so bad.
Yeah, can neither confirm or deny, but I think definitely confirm.
Okay, with the leadership and C-suite people that you do speak with, like what percentage of influential individuals in the industry are actually concerned with like where things are headed, or like the impact, the negative impact that their work and our world is having on the greater world? Or is it, and how much of that is like your bullshit detectors going off and you're like, yeah, you're just fucking saying that to my face?
I think that everyone is really acutely aware there's a problem. I think it's kind of interesting because, you know, most of these organizations are like Goliath, right? Or like they're like the Titanic, right? You don't just turn the Titanic overnight.
It's a cruise ship. Yeah.
You just can't do it. I think it's really that they see that they have to take incremental steps. Actually, our partnership with Levi's is a really good example of that, and I'm allowed to talk about it. I understand from what I understand.
Leo said,
yeah.
I love Leo and
Shout out Leo.
Molly.
Molly.
The best.
Yeah, the best. But yeah, they have an amazing program around transitional cotton, which is essentially the way that they help farmers who are practicing traditional forms of cotton farming transition to organic cotton farming. But it's not like, you know, Levi's produces so many pairs of jeans, denim pieces. It's like, how do you can't flip a switch and have it revert overnight. And so, you know, we have a partnership coming out next year. The pieces are really, really good looking. And I think they're all priced really accessibly. And I think through a partner like us, you know, there's a way to storytell around transitional cotton that feels authentic to, I mean, we're literally born out of the soil to do this work. We're not here to have another fashion brand. We're really here to kind of like, we're connected to something much bigger than we are. And so the idea that like we have an authentic tie to farming and ag, we can help them tell that story. So there's work being done, but it's not like you flip a switch and it happens instantaneously.
Totally. Yeah.
What's the how involved are you with choosing partners and collaborators, and like what's the process, and how do you go about, you know, weighing like, okay, this brand is fire and they want to work with us, but maybe they come with some baggage. I'm not Levi's, but
just generally.
I mean, the truth is like, it would be very hard to find a one size fits all metric for what makes it acceptable to work with them, because each company, if you were to look deeply enough, it's imperfect.
Oh, they got skeletons.
I don't know if it's skeletons, but I think that,
Balenciaga's got skeletons.
I mean, I'll let you talk about those, but I think there's just a reality where you have to partner with them in a way that actually can be actualized within their infrastructure.
Right.
Right. Like, so, I mean, Converse, for example, like they put out millions of pairs of the Chuck 70. You know, in our case, you know, we did a partnership with them. There was 5 SKUs in total. The last 2 SKUs were all made out of like upcycled workwear.
Oh, cool.
So like it was the first time they'd ever collaborated with a brand in that way, where they'd basically taken something that already existed. It was literally like a chore coat that had been taken apart and used as an upper.
Right. A lot of times these guys workwear touch grass.
I mean, the real ones among us do touch grass in workwear, but I know that, you know, we love workwear. Obviously, that's the kind of thrust of the whole clothing collection. But I think the point is like each company can work with you in a different way. And I would also say it's a very self-selecting group, because at the end of the day, I'm not interested in a marketing partnership that's like a quick flash in the pan, you know, where they're like, okay, let's donate like 1% of sales. Right. Like we're pretty, if we're going to go there. Yeah. And I think, you know, Dover Street, to their credit, you know, this is really something we worked on with Adrian, but, you know, we basically baked donation into the price of the goods when we were selling them at wholesale, so that it meant there was always money flowing to the farm. And just on that program alone, you know, we raised over $600,000 just through selling garments, you know, to stores. Yeah. Because, and it was amazing because it sort of rendered every single retailer that bought the clothes and then every customer who bought the clothes from them a donor.
Yeah.
Right. So this idea of like really opening the aperture.
You're going to be part of the cause whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Well, you like this, like you're going to have to pay up. Yeah.
Pay the fee.
Pay the
cost to be
fee.
the boss.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're not here necessarily to cast moral judgment, but we do got to know, Daphne, when was the last time you ate fast food?
Oh, I mean, that's a hard one.
Oh, really?
Does Shake Shack count?
Maybe
Fast casual?
Fast food quickly, I believe they're good
Maybe-
food quickly.
Maybe In-N-Out.
Okay.
When I was last in California.
It's so good.
I love In-N-Out.
What's your In-N-Out order?
I mean, I'm kind of that boring person. I don't like the sauce that much.
The spread.
Animal
Animal
sauce.
sauce.
Well, it's spread and then animal style is the way that you can order.
Yeah. What's
Okay.
it when they, okay, I
Trust
boringly
me,
I
I'm
used
an
to do
expert.
when I was in college and I thought it was the thing to do. I would eat I'd do it without the bun and I'd do it with lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
Now I just eat the
protein wrap.
classic.
Yeah.
Now I just eat the classic.
Okay.
But I don't want too much of the animal sauce.
They give you a lot. Speaking of LA, you guys did collaborate with Erewhon on a smoothie.
Yeah. Oh, not a smoothie. We did we did a smoothie at Happier, which is downtown
Okay.
here.
What do you do with Erewhon?
We basically launched a beverage with them and then we did merch to go with it.
Gotcha. What was the bev?
The bev was a sparkling honey pop.
Ooh.
Really delicious.
Sounds
Just
good.
sparkling water with honey. It was pre and probiotic, had a lot of fiber. It was really, really
Make you
delicious.
shit. Do you prefer Erewhon's $26 bottled water or their raw milk?
I don't think I've ever bought either from them.
We've bought the water.
$26. I mean, how much water are you getting for $26?
Not a lot.
Like this much.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I'm friends with the family and they're very, very generous.
The Erewhons? I don't know. If
Sure,
that's
the
their name.
Erewhons.
Yeah.
The Entoses. They were very supportive when I came to them and I was like, hey, like, I'd love to launch this with you guys. We then went on to put like our tallow, our beauty product in there. And, so it's been a very sort of like lucky thing to be able to sell there because the audience, those people are nothing if not health obsessed.
Right.
What do you think of people though that like make shopping at places like Erewhon like a flex?
I mean, I get it, right? Like it's, you're spending that much money on something like, what is the gratification of buying anything expensive?
You tell me.
Posting it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well,
Telling everyone else.
So,
you got
but
it.
I think I get it. That's human nature, right? I don't know that it's something I would do, but
Right.
that's
What about like there is this kind of like emerging tier of luxury produce, luxury fruit. Is that a net good, or is that kind of like when you are connected to people that are literally just looking for fresh vegetables or like any food?
yeah.
Is that, I guess this goes kind of back to like, the cost of food. Where does this pan out for you?
I think it's a problem that it's that expensive. I mean, I think the point to say is that like this quality of food shouldn't be a luxury, right? It should be a universal thing that everyone can access. The farm, the Sky High Farm, like the level of the food that it's producing through, and I'm just going to get a little technical here.
Please.
It's called regenerative agriculture. It's a very specific type of agriculture that's been practiced for centuries, but is completely different to the sort of mass industrialized form of farming that we are familiar with that like feeds us now.
No Monsanto shit.
Exactly. But so this is food that would be like fit for a Michelin-starred restaurant, right? That we're essentially sending to the people who have zero access. And I think that example is really sort of to say like we've gotten so far beyond the point of it being sort of acceptable. But it's not just about access to that food. It's access to the ways and means of production, right? It's, understanding where your food comes from, being able to participate in the food system, to be a part of that dialogue, to eat culturally appropriate food. Like equity is a much bigger basket than just solving food insecurity. Food insecurity is the byproduct or the symptom of a broken system. There's a lot of other things that you have to solve for, and that's actually what the farm is trying to at least provide a model for.
What are you guys growing up there?
It's primarily vegetables, and then, of course, all the animals. So cows, broiler chickens, eggs.
What veggies we got?
I mean, it's everything that's good. It's kale. Well, I was going to say like maybe on the sort of note of like culturally appropriate food, we try to grow what the communities we serve ask us for.
Okay.
So like rather than foisting, for example, kale on the
Ugh.
Ecuadorian
Right.
community, they might say, oh, we want cilantro. And that's what our farmers are growing or
nice.
planning to grow like 6 months in advance, a year in advance.
You're listening to your constituency.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the point, is to kind of flip the model so that like,
Because no one wants kale.
I mean,
Come on.
If it's massaged, if
I
it's
love massage kale.
Fuck kale.
Yes. With a little, okay. Well,
Sorry.
if it's done
he
right.
and I are on the same page. We
Mhm.
like kale.
So we won't find you shopping at like Meadow Lane.
I'll definitely go
Okay.
by. I mean, I think, look,
Oppo research.
no. I mean, I'd love it if they would even sell the honey. Like,
Oh, I
think
see what you're saying. Yeah.
for me, like,
They're another stockist.
they're an opportunity to
Yeah.
like showcase something. I mean, I do think, the products have amazing shelf appeal.
They do.
And I just think that like, if people can understand that like the honey that they're buying actually serves
Right.
a farmer.
If
and,
1 in
like,
10 people do the research,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
How robust is the fashion world to upstate pipeline these days? Because during COVID, during pandemic, there was a huge fucking land rush. up there,
Exodus.
right?
Yeah.
What's it looking like now?
I mean, the Hudson Valley's gotten very expensive because people are still wanting that escape. I think that desire for access to green space never went away, right? But it's, I think property prices have shot up.
Are the locals happy just have people who might bring in some like actual good restaurants?
I mean, I'm sure, but it's no good if they can't afford those restaurants.
That's so true.
Either. So
Yep. You said it.
What's the relationship with Sky High, the farm, and like the local communities of workers?
I mean, we try to very much like be in dialogue with that community as well. Right now we're on a 40-acre property, but we're moving on to 560 acres.
That's an upgrade.
Yes.
You
Yes.
hiring?
Yeah, right.
I mean, do you want a job? It's
A lot of people do.
yeah. Well, we have
To
an
be clear.
amazing fellowship that I've been trying to share with people. But the property's massive, obviously, and there's a lot that has to go into kind of anytime you do any kind of building, or it'll be a multi-year transition for us. But like, you really have to be in dialogue with the community. Like, those are the people that you're talking to first. You're not just sort of walking into their space and actively building on it.
You're not colonizing.
Well, actually, a good example is we just did a really incredible biennial. It just closed in October, but it was a fundraiser for the farm. And we took over, there was an old cold apple storage warehouse on the Hudson Valley River, 25,000 square feet. We had 50 plus artists, hundreds of pieces of work in there. And all the artists from blue chip to emergent basically we're down to donate portion of proceeds from sales to support the farm. But the whole point of that show, right, in that specific location was that it was site specific, right? And it was really about honoring the Hudson Valley, the passage of time. The whole show was really about like, it wasn't trying to like foist a New York City event on the Hudson Valley. And in order to even do it, we were in dialogue with many of the, individuals, obviously the local planning committees, et cetera, like very early on. But like, you can't just, that's the way that people are completely like become opposed to whatever it is you're doing if you're not trying to reach out.
The cityots.
Yeah.
Right?
The city slickers.
Do you live upstate?
I'm like in Westchester now. I'm
Okay.
like 35 minutes outside the
What's
city.
your address? You spend a lot of, you said you go to the farm, 3-4 times a month? Okay.
Yeah. Depending on what's going on up there. I mean, we do, we go up there to volunteer, obviously, but we have a little warehouse up there with all of our merchandise. So a lot of the shipping and logistics happen there.
Daphne, what do you like to spend your money on? Your hard-earned money on?
Yeah.
We talked about all the
That's a
good
good
stuff.
one.
Let's get nasty.
Yeah. We love asking this
I like to
question.
travel. I like to travel a lot.
Where have you been recently that wasn't for work? Or do you conflate like work trips? Like, oh, I'll just spend another week in Japan. It's fine.
No, we very much like, that was a big centerpiece of like my husband and I's like sort of relationship. And like for Christmas, we're going to Philippines.
Nice.
Last year we were in Thailand. The year before that, we went to, was it Cambodia? So like really trying
You guys
to go.
love Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean, I miss Asia now that I've,
Yeah.
it's been a long time, but like, I remember my son, he was 9 months. We flew through Beijing and I took him on the Great Wall, like he was strapped to my chest. We're kind of those people that are like, when you travel, like the kids come with you and it's not like we're revolving around the kids. It's really like,
you're letting them ruin your
it's
vacation.
an adventure. Yeah. Well, they still manage to do that somehow. Hi, Ansel. Hi, Stella. I love you.
Wait, so what's next? Philippines?
Philippines is next.
Nice.
What else on the bucket list?
Oh yeah. Where
I
haven't
mean,
you been?
so many places. I haven't been to Mongolia. Like I still haven't been. I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Like
It's a whole world out there.
there's a whole world out there. And I also
Gotta see it before it's gone.
I mean, I think it's also just, I'm interested, with Sky High, like, especially because we make food products, like the
sure.
idea of locality is so important, right? So like local taste, local customs, local things that are grown, that's interesting to me.
Have you made a dumb purchase recently? Regret whether it was one of those things that a year later still has the tags on it? Or just
That's a good question.
Little self-audit.
talking about mindless consumption,
I'm like, sure, my husband might listen to this. So
Let's hope so.
let's let.
Somebody doesn't.
You don't want to expose your spending habits, or
the stash that's in the
the secret stash. Yeah.
honestly,
keep that in the warehouse upstate.
that's I don't mean
Cold
to like
storage.
I don't mean to like demur. I just think like because I now have clothes through Sky High, I just wear that and I
Right.
wear the comp set, and I don't like unless I go to Japan.
Right.
That's the only
Special
time.
occasion. Okay.
Yeah. So
That's fair.
he's looking at me like this is his bullshit.
This
so
is
high right now.
stop greenwashing your consumption, Daphne.
No, I don't know, like a maybe like a bad meal recently, or like an overhyped restaurant or something, or you don't have to name them. I don't know. Maybe you went to a country that sucked.
Wow. That. Why don't I turn a whole population of people against me?
Exactly.
Uh,
We're right at the end. Might as well go out with a bang. I mean, living in New York, this is like an endless list of things that maybe disappointed you. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Or at this point in your life, because you've been such you've been in it for so long, maybe, and that's a great thing about experience and getting older is you learn what you don't like.
Yeah.
She's
I mean,
dialed.
Don't waste your money on that shit anymore.
yeah. I mean, I think it's a pretty curated life now. I also don't live in the city full. I was here for so long, and
Right.
I was in it, and
Do you miss it at all?
Really?
I have a lot of space now.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
true.
green. I'm in the city like 3 times a week for
Yeah.
work anyway, so it's like nothing really changes.
Having your honey and eating it too.
I mean,
It's a
We all-
blessed. It's a blessed existence.
that's all. I mean, that's all. That's all
Green
I ever
Acres
wanted.
is the place to be.
Yeah.
Daphne, thank you so much for coming on.
Was
to
that
Frog
2
Bits.
hours already?
No, it's like an
Hour and a
just
half.
under an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Do you have any constructive criticism you'd like to give us?
Constructive criticism?
Go off.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
we
I had
do?
such a blast.
How can we make the pod more sustainable?
I mean, that I definitely could not answer for you.
I think we're pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
We're just
You guys are
polluting
great.
minds.
You
not
guys are
necessarily.
great. You
We take
guys are
public
Thank
great.
you.
transportation to work
Yeah.
or city
Do I-
bike.
I take.
No, we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
So we're
pretty
good.
good. I mean, you're Lime scootering it all the way to downtown LA. That's like
Yeah.
that's commitment.
Well, the Cadillac Escalade was in the garage. Shout out General Motors. Where can the kids follow you? What would you like to plug? What projects are coming out soon?
I mean, we've got On just launched. We've got another on launch in February. We have the Levi's project.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're launching a collaboration with Doublet in the spring. Do you guys
Oh,
know that
shit.
Japanese brand?
Of course.
Yeah, we.
Very
Those,
cool
shoes,
stuff.
those shoes are going to be crazy looking.
Yes, yes. Oh, they are. I think they're like he designed shoes that look like fish.
Yeah.
Wow.
But our
Very fire.
the pieces we did with him are it's gorgeous. He's an amazing tailor, and like
What's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he made an entire like mud dyed, like beautifully tailored mud dyed suit
Oh,
for
nice.
us. And a bunch of other pieces. Yeah.
So you and Maddie, are you like, oh, we want to work with this guy, we want to work with this brand, we want to work with this talent or this business?
Yeah. I mean, we spend a lot of time thinking about who and what we want to materialize, but a lot of stuff comes to us too. Like On came to us, which was really cool. I think with the Nike project we suggested it, like, or actually Dover Street was like, do you want to do something with Nike? And we'd already been talking about it,
Yeah.
but like the sort of ending trifecta of like Dover Street, Sky High, and COS was something that we orchestrated, and he was really generous, but like that was amazing. But that was something that we kind of pursued in terms of like the who and the what.
Do you have a dream collaborator?
Oh, that's hard.
Dog Bits.
I mean, I thought we already landed.
Oh, yeah, you're right,
We did the work. It's done. The deal is, this contract is signed. This is an audio agreement.
That's really hard. I mean, I have a fantasy about like materializing a collaboration with a brand where we can basically take all of their dead stock and like really show that there are other sort of methodologies for like dealing with the waste problem we have. That would probably be a luxury group, I would say. But I also think companies like Uniqlo are really interesting because they have that economy of scale, that they're also really excellent in terms of like price point for value.
Totally.
Right?
Maybe
like
the best in the biz, right?
I think so. And like they take such pride in like their innovation and like their capacity to make really well-made things very affordable. And I think that that's actually pretty cool.
You don't have Yanai San's number or Claire's number?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
I just will say.
That's cool. We're excited to see where that goes, honestly.
Claire, if you're listening, drop your number in the
Hi,
comments.
Claire. Big fan.
Daphne, we're big fans.
Yes.
And we want to thank you again for coming onto the only podcast that matters.
Appreciate your time.
Stay
Indeed.
tuned for that Sky High Throwing Fits Raspberry Jam. It's going to be a fucking
It's going to be
banger.
amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait for the marketing on that. All right. Thank you again. Chef, take us out.